Welcome back to Bee Loft by LiftTech. It's Wednesday, April 30th, about 5:45 in the afternoon. We're over here at the garden apiary, checking all three of these hives real quick for swarm cells. Seeing the last time I was here was on the 16th, and the hive in the backyard apiary swarmed on Sunday, the 28th. I figured it'd be a good idea to get over here, check, make sure there's not any swarm cells. If there are, I'm going to make some splits to keep them from swarming. This is the hive that swarmed last year and ended up over there, and that's how we got this here. Got the three. So again, all three are still alive here. They're doing great. April 30th, we're going to check them out and see how they're doing. Okay, so we're over here on this first hive, and I did not have another Apiary box to put on. It's dirty right now. I got to clean it up, but I put the medium super on top here. I forgot the queen excluder again. I might put a different queen excluder on today, but as you can see, the bees are all up top here, filled in real nice. So we're gonna just quickly check that out and see how they're doing here. This was an empty super. You know, I have my beetle trap here, so I'm just gonna slowly get into here and see if they're packing any nectar yet. You have to break this apart. Trying to do it without making the bees real anxious. Moving slow. Slow and steady as they go, as they say. It's a pretty heavy frame. Oh yeah, that is just full of nectar. Let me get over here. Let's see if you can see that. See that glistening, full of nectar. That's what we want. We got a little pollen in there. That's okay. Looking really good. So we definitely have a flow going here. Pop this next frame out. See how we're doing. Yep, this one's just as heavy, just as full of nectar. Got some space out here on the edge that I want to get them to draw. Not sure if they're going to draw it or not. I did put a little wax on that the last time before I put it in here. See nice big drones in here. So this is pretty exciting. I might put another super on here today and get one more frame. Brought a medium super that needs comb drawn in it. Yeah, we have some queen cups up here. They're hoping to get the queen up here, so it's a big drone. But they're all empty, which is good. So I want to make sure we're not going to swarm. So I do have to check all of these frames now. I'm going to end these cups real quick. Left my wax container over on the truck. I'll just go back and get it. I'm going to scrape these potential cells off here. Said queen could come up here. So that's a good sign that they might be trying to swarm. Or not a good sign, but a potential sign, I should say. Because I do not want my bees to swarm, but I'm okay if they do, if I'm around to catch them. Or Anita and Kimberly did the swarm catch on Sunday, the 28th. And I was thrilled that she was home to catch them. And then Monday, I got a text from her at around 3 o'clock saying that the bees were we might have a queen cell up here. These are more cups. It looked like the bees were getting ready to swarm again out of that same swarm that we captured. And by the time I got home, they were gone. And oh yeah, yep, we got 2 queen cells on this side right there. So they might be superseding the queen here. So I am going to go get my extra boxes, make a split out of this. So stay tuned. I'll show you what I end up doing here. Okay, so what I did here is went and got my medium boxes. I put 3 frames of bees in there, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the top. There's the 2 queen cells plus 2 more that they're getting ready. And this frame here has some more queen cells on it. I'm going to leave that for the moment and check down below and see what's going on in the lower part of this hive. And if I find more queen cells, then I might change things up a little bit. So we'll see what's going on. Okay, so I went through the box that had quick comb on it, and the queen laid in there, so it won't be good to do anything with that. So I'm just going to let the bees finish that out, try to get it above the queen excluder at some point, and let the bees finish that out, and then I won't be selling any of that. But I got down to this next box, and it's full of brood. You know, got larvae on this side. So I'm going to add this frame to the box over here. That will give us 4 frames of bees, 1 nice frame of brood, and since it has larvae in it, if they want to draw more queen cells, they can. And then I'm going to keep checking these other frames and see what they got, and we'll come back over here in a minute. Okay, so I think I depopulated this hive enough. I didn't find any queen cells down below here. I moved all that off, and then I have this hive here, or this box here had a couple developing cells, which I'm okay with that. And I put some empty frames in there, took some brood out of here, added to the box over there. So the queen should realize that she has some more room to lay, and I won't have to worry. Hopefully they will not swarm. Put some empty frames in here, some drawn comb in here. Again, I have 1 more Apiary deep box, but it's not ready to be put on yet. I was cleaning it up yesterday, and I have to power spray it first, and then put some fresh foundation into it to allow the bees to draw on that. But like I said, I think I'm going to put another super on top of this one, and then check the other hives, see if they're ready to swarm. I got 2 more boxes here that I could potentially make splits into, and then I'm going to take this excess, there's a little comb to be drawn on this one. This side's drawn. I'm going to put this up top here in the middle, and then slide these boxes next to each other, or these frames. I got another frame here that, you know, it's been drawn on. I'm going to put that in here, and then I got my last frame. Again, it's a frame that's been used before. I'll let the bees clean that up. I'm going to stick that right in here too, and then I'm going to hold off on my decision whether I'm going to put that extra super on or not, but I think I will. But it depends on what the other 2 look like, whether I do that or not. So I didn't see any hive beetles today in this hive, which is good. Thrilled about that, because first time I looked into these hives, it seemed like I had a lot of hive beetles. Let's get over here and look at this one. So we'll take a quick glance in here. I'm going to put this beetle trap back in here. I didn't see any beetles, but I'm going to drop this in here anyways, just as a deterrent. I got my entrance on the front here. The bees are orientating to the front. Ooh, I just smashed one. I'm going to have to put a stick or something under this corner. It wants to rock. There we go. And then I'll just put this right on top gently. That closes that one up. And I'm going to get in those other two, slide over here, and I'll fill you in as needed. Okay, so what I did on this one, I found brood on one frame. So I took that frame out, put it over here at the moment, put 3 empty frames in here. I do with my other marker. And then I'm placing some on-drawn comb in here that I messed with last night, getting it ready. So I got some frames with just a starter strip on them. Let's see if I can find one of those, like this. And then other frames that have a full frame of wax comb. And I'm putting that on this hive here. And then, dang it. Apparently I missed a frame from last night. This one's messed up. That's all right, I'll put it on the outside. So I'm going to pull this off. And I got another shallow box underneath here. And I'm going to check what's going on in there. And I'm going to move that frame of brood down into that one. So this was a fairly newer frame. I think from last year. It might have been from this year. It might have been empty. But looks like it's got, yeah, it's got a nice draw there. And then I'm running into brood already. So I'm going to set this frame. I got to set it off to the side here. I'm going to stick it in this other box for the moment. And then we're going to slide this over and check what's going on. Yep, this is full of drone brood right there. You can see that. And on this side. So we're going to leave this box right where it's at. I'm going to slide this frame over and get this uncapped comb. This is the one with the brood on it. It's uncapped at the moment. I'm going to slide that in here. Put that up top. There were some beetles in the top box. I'm going to move this beetle trap over. Some beetles seem to do more on the edges than they do in the middle. But the way I had it set up last week or 2 weeks ago, just made sense to leave it in the middle. And I can see drone brood on this frame here. You see what we got in this frame. We got a little bit of brood on here. A lot of pollen. Pollen, some nectar in there. And the next frame's got brood in it. So I'm going to put this box on top here and have them draw it out. Let me look down the next box. Make sure there's nothing. Alright, so I ended up putting that extra super on this middle hive. I took the screen off at the top because they keep pushing beetles up here and I want them to be able to chase them around. If they can trap them up here, that's going to be great. The hive's getting too tall to see on the camera all at once. I'll have to back up some more there. But I'm going to get in this last one. I still got a little daylight here and see how it's going. Hopefully, there were some queen cells in here, but I'm hoping that they're supersedure cells and not swarm cells. And by adding this extra box, hopefully it makes the bees go up in there and helps them out. So let's get on to the last hive and we'll wrap this up. Okay, getting into the last hive here. This is the box that I forgot to mark with my marker because I didn't have I didn't have my marker with me. So these were all fresh frames. So I'm going to mark them real quick. with the year 25 across the top. I like to keep track that way. Some of these frames are getting old, and this is my 11th year of 11th season of beekeeping, and so I just want to see how this stuff is going here. Oh, my veil's coming apart again. But it looks like the bees are doing a good job of drawing this comb. I'll pull this out to show you. I can see the bees are all, they call it festooning on it. That's where they, but they're all piled up on here. And they're drawing the comb out on both sides. Just a little bit on that one. Let's move over a couple frames and see what's going on here. They're all clinging on to each other. So they're actually, I was expecting more than what's on here, but they're doing little by little. It's a good sign. Unfortunately, I got a meaty, I think it's a shallow in between here. Yeah, I think that's a shallow box at the bottom here. Let's take another glance here. Yeah, we got lots of bees grouping up here. I'm happy with that. This frame's kind of falling in. There we go. So I like that the bees are covering these frames, and they're a little bit of wax drawing, not as much as I was expecting when I pulled it out at first. But again, there's bees all over it. So hopefully they're not stealing the wax and moving it somewhere else. But I was expecting more drawn comb, considering how much honey is in nectars in the other hives. So let's just pop down to the next box here. I'm going to pause you again. Lots of bee coverage here, filling every frame in between. So we have lots of bees. We'll start on this second frame here. Break it loose here. Trying not to squish any of these bees. They're pretty calm right now, and they're saying there might be a storm coming in tonight. And usually when a storm comes in, the bees get a little antsier, but it must be off a little ways. Yeah, they're filling this with honey. Oh, I think I just ruined a queen cell here. Right there. Let's see what that is. Yep, I think that was a queen cell. I think I'm going to flip-flop these boxes and put this one on top and put the other box below here. That way they can see they have more room. Hopefully I can get to the next box below. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're starting to attach the box in between that burr comb. And we got another queen cell here. No. Got a queen cell right here. I'm going to pop that open while we're looking at it. Yep, just a queen cup, nothing in there. That's good. Said I'm trying to prevent these bees from swarming. I don't mind supersedures. That's where they just, the queen gets old and they decide that she's too old. But again, this was last year's queen. But doesn't mean that she's not ready to go. Bees. Yep, there's another potential queen cell. It just cracked open, I think. Right here, yep, I broke it. You see it right there. So pull that one off here. They're so close together and they're on the edge. Oh, and there was another one right. Is that the same? Nope, that's a different one. There's another one. They're attaching to the box below them. So that's not going to make the bees happy. Sudden movements like that gets them all antsy. So I'm going to see if I can find any queen cells on those deep boxes, and we'll go from there. So deep box here, lots of bees still. Box pretty full. I did bring a deep box with me, and like I said, I got my double 4x4 frame boxes to move these frames into if I can find a queen cell. Make a split out here. I need to depopulate this hive some, or give them a lot more room and hope they don't swarm and just requeen. But if I can find some cells, I do like to move them, make some splits now. It gives me fresh queens, and I don't have to do any grafting. I don't mind grafting. It's pretty interesting. It's neat to do. Out of the few times I've grafted, last year wasn't very good. The year before was great. The year before that was okay, and the first time was a complete failure. But I only tried to do like four. And this frame here looks like it's ready to break, so I'm going to leave that alone. Smoke the bees here a little bit. Come back to you in just a second. Let's see how I get the bees down here. See if I can find a good frame to pull out, and then I can show you more. Okay, so I have a full frame of brood here. I got two good cells, and a partial cracked one there. No, there's 3 good cells, and a couple extra. So I'm going to move this over to the 4-frame box, create some more room over here. Try not to drop it. And I'm going to make sure it doesn't touch the bottom, because I don't want to break these cells. I've done that before where the cells were extended too long, and I crushed them by setting them down. There we go. All right, so there's one good frame of bees, and then I have another frame here that was full of brood. I'm going to move this one over there too. That's 2 good frames, and then I'm going to see if I can find a frame of pollen to put in there. Let me move some more frames out here. So give me a second. I'll get back to you. So I ended up taking 6 frames out of here, and I had some drawn comb that I put in there, put 2 empty frames for them to draw on. Ended up moving the top super down one and putting the other super on top. Hopefully that deters them from swarming. I did find multiple cells, so I had a couple cells at the bottom here. Let's make sure we can tilt that down a little bit. So I have a couple cells at the bottom here. I have a couple cells here, a couple cells here on these frames. So that was 3 frames here, 3 frames here. And then I'm looking at my best unwaxed frames here, or waxed frames, undrawn frames, I should say. And I'm putting those in here. The bees to draw on while they're waiting for their new queen. They can draw some new comb, start putting some storage in there. Actually, I don't think I like this one here. Pull this one out. Yeah, it's got barely anything on it. This is a much better waxed frame. Get that leaf off of here. Put that on the, drop it in here. think I'm going to be switching gloves. I put tape on the index fingers here, and then got stung in the thumb here with the hole. Didn't realize I had a hole in the thumb, so I think these gloves are officially done. They didn't last very long. These are, I put a date on these last year on one of the sleeve. Oh, here it is. I opened these in July, and so again, this is something I got off of eBay. They got like 4 pairs, pretty cheap, and I don't know why they didn't last longer. Usually I can get at least 2 years out of gloves, but when they start ripping like this and you're getting the holes, starting to get a hole here in this finger, it just doesn't go well. Again, I need to get some diatomaceous earth again, and I left it out at, I think I left it out at the farm, my bottle, so I can get beetle traps in here. But we're going to start with what, 6 drawn, or 3 drawn frames, 3 drawn frames, and then 5 undrawn frames in both these boxes. I do have some small inner covers here that I made. I find it especially helpful on these split nukes like this. I have an entrance going each direction, and so we'll put that on this side. And right now these bees know each other, but in a couple of weeks they won't know each other at all. So I try to keep them separated like that. And so we got bees here, and so this side's going out to the front. This side is going out here to the back. The one I have at home, I have them both going out to the front because I like them going the same direction at home. But when I go these out yards, I like to have them go in each direction so I can split them easier. And then we'll put this cover on. We'll take these empty frames home. Got a bee right here hanging out. So, bye. All right, there we go. So I appreciate you all watching. Please like and subscribe. I was hoping we'd be closer to 200 by now, but we're only at 153. I do appreciate you subscribing. Thank you so much. I'm David, and this was Bee Loft by Liptech on Wednesday, April 30th, last day of April. So checked your hive, checked my hives 2 weeks ago, and here we are, potentially ready to swarm again, or ready to swarm. So get those extra boxes on, and we'll keep going. Thank you so much.